Pleasure, but let's see who will have the pleasure of taking this series away. For Ldlc, a crucial win if they can find it. They're at bottom of the table right now, while AGO still hovering around the top. For AGO, if you lose to Ldlc over here, this could be a big swinger.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can, appreciate certainly you calling me out, but I just feel the way that things have gone down, those statistics initially, right, always come into play. But the joy of having us in between maps means that we can kind of take a look at how things are performing on the day. And generally speaking, it looks like the Frenchmen, for me, are a little scarier on the individual level. So that's what I'm going to put it down to. I think we're going to see a very flat kind of Dust 2 here. Either way, going towards short, not looking too good. I eat my words in the first round so far, 4-on-3. However, they have lost long control, but then they've gained control of the bomb. So another crazy start here to Dust 2.
Well, Rollins come through with another kill as well. So looking very clean so far from the CT side. Now the question is, how many players can you keep without them losing a speck of armor? Because that's very crucial. If you end up going up against a full Tech 9 buy in the next round, if they have a long spawn, they're throwing flashes towards you. Just having that extra bit of utility does help. But Snatchy goes forward. Riats is the one to get the kill. Snatchy will preserve his armor. Fiku will preserve his armor. That means 2 extra rifles potentially instead of MP9s or so coming in. Could be a big difference maker if Ldlc choose to force buy.
Scary stuff. They are going to go for it. What else did you expect? Interesting kind of smoke line up there as well. Not the conventional one that you see bounced off the box. I suppose there's a lot of different ways of going about that, but all the same. Cool to see. There's maybe a bit of reinvention, maybe gives you more room to work with. Feels like I have a lot of Dust 2 experience, okay, guys? Feels like the timing on it is about the same, but maybe it does give you more room to work with.
Snatchy backs off right before he had an opportunity to maybe find some body damage, but Riats is the one to find the first, follows up with 2 more, and this is just going to be a quick little collection of kills. Sure, he repeaks after the first 2, which is generally not advised, especially when your players are falling. 6 coming in, but Maka's the one to bring it back to a 2v2 before losing that advantage himself. 6 realizes that the bomb is a bit too far away from him, so he'll have to make the deadly cross against a scout and a farmers. Instead, chooses to back off, run away, and he'll be going back to short once again. Question is, does Fiku actually intercept? No, what? He's not going back to short. Never mind, I lied.
He's creeping.
Indeed he is.
And I think he might have just escaped through, at least initially. Does have 30 seconds, doesn't need to run the whole way. I'd like to see him walk into tunnels. Yeah, indeed, that's what he's going for. So, very well played so far in terms of the theory. But of course, they're positioned quite well on this CT side to help each other out quickly. And a little heavily towards, the B-bomb site. Tag lands instantly. It's a clean headshot from Sixer, but unfortunately, Fiku there to trade. And AGO, although stressful, although difficult, come away with that second round.
You've really got to question the fact that Riot speaks out after the first 3 kills and then goes for more over there. It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, this replay shows it. After that, Maka just cleans it up. The difference maker to this round would have been if Maka just been able to throw the bomb across. If it's a little bit closer there, the bomb splatter on the A side, it's a very different round for you at that stage. Or against an M4, you're both, a little bit tagged up on a couple of players maybe. You don't have an AK for the instant headshot. This could have been a very, very flimsy round after Riot's peeks out and throws his life away. So now the big question is, can Ldlc pull out the second force buy that they've gone for?
Yes, of course, classically French. Harkening back to 2015, 2016 kind of days when they found a lot of success with this.
2017 if you're talking about G2 as well.
Well, not sure the success was there with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
fair enough.
The CZ meta, the Tech 9 meta was pretty friendly to them back in the day.
Mm-hmm. It held their hands and, they had wine and baguettes together. Tech 9, that is. There you go. Works out for them. Honestly, that was possibly one of the most exciting times with Counter-Strike back then because I didn't understand it as much. But now, if I think back to it, it must have been such frustrating CS to watch at times, just force buy after force buy. But now the question is, will it pay off? Riyadh playing from Gandalf, waiting to peek out. Will this work out? Oh, actually, his teammate ends up flashing him, so he can't peek. And now will go for the first, but the rest of them are they have a deagle. Peeking here is really dangerous. And as they find out, Sixer will be the one to get the kill.
Beautiful stuff so far. Certainly making them work for it once again. Oh, another kill coming in out of nowhere. All three fall. Lambert on the Tech 9. Hadji on the Mac 10.
Yeah.
Running rampant. And, well, it works out. The continued pressure, the continued force buying for Ldlc really does pay dividends. And look at the money. It is non-existent. So they have got a good opportunity to get a solid foot in here on that T side.
Like, I mean, legend says that when you're actually trying to get a French nationality, if you're actually, you know, there, they show you a buy menu and ask you what you're going to buy on $1,500. If you answer anything other than a Tech 9 and armor, you don't get the nationality.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
Pro tip. Who needs immigration lawyers when you've got us, you know? Lambert. Looking to get the quick pick. Will take down Snatchy. Beautiful free fire with the flashbang to boot. And the question is, do they realize that Furlan's pushing in behind them? Furlan, great position to be. He sees the hand, but now he's been spotted, and Hadji will find the kill. Could have been big, but instead it's just a bit of a missed opportunity. Oh, what is this lineup from Aka?
Yo, this is Zywoo did it. Alan posted about it as well.
Oh my god.
Esea on the hinge. Yeah, bro. It's nuts.
How do you come up with that?
I think it's 128 tick only. So I tried to do it in MM. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I think my information would go off the fact that it was Zywoo that.
Yeah, but no, but I mean, how do you come up with? How did the first person come up with that? You know.
To be fair, man, yeah, I don't know. It's quite an interesting conversation actually. How players innovate new smokes, because like it almost, I guess, for one like that, it's better to not be right-clicking it, right? And it does give the illusion that maybe you're closer or have presence in lower tunnels or whatever. But for most of them, when there's like a changed lineup, it kind of does beg the question, like, why?
Not even why. I'm saying how. How do you come up with it? Not even why. Like, what? What process do you have to go through to be like, all right, I'm going to go find this already ridiculous hinge smoke, and I'm gonna do it from my spawn. They've got some internet vitality just sitting there all day long trying to find that.
It's curious, isn't it? It's curious. Like, is that something that players do? Do they just like lob smokes through skyboxes and see if anything cool lands, or do they?
I do that.
Backtrack and find their way from an already popular smoke spot and see if there's anywhere else. Pretend to be a smoke. I don't know. Like it's hard. It's hard.
Be one with the smoke. That's how Charlotte's got their era from 2018 onwards. But anyhow,
very true.
Snatchy with the scout. Snatchy without the scout. Mak is in with the gun. Not sure which one, but now he's without the gun. There you go. That's how CS goes.
Neat. But of course, that rush up middle, it does result in a kill, but he's not too bothered. It's only a scout, and they've, of course, got free reign over towards B. Lambert ready on his trusty AUG. Loves a good AUG. Nice little reposition. Spots the shadow, shoots the knee. And, well, Rallen is trying his hardest to get the deagle. He does eventually get it, but able to put it to good use? So far, yes, actually. Takes down Lambert. Left low. Do need to be careful. It is a deagle. He could hit you in the head instantly and take you down. At the very least, he's trapping them in towards the B bomb site. They've got to force their way forwards. The Sixer especially is going to go down to the bomb here. Actually, no, he'd already gone for it, and Hadji finds the frag eventually.
3-2 LDLC starting things off nicely after that one force by win that they're able to find. Question is, now that the AWP is out into Snatchy's hands, are we going to see the Snatchy from Nuke CT side or are we going to see the Snatchy from Vertigo? Because those are two very, very different statues. Oh no, Furlan just got shanked in the back.
Yeah, big time.
Mm-hmm.
The right click stab is big damage, very big damage.
Now you have...
That's so awkward.
Oh, Keels even finds the kill over there. Riet follows up, but he can't get the spray transfer. Lambert trades nicely. And now it's all about the AWP. Snatchy trying to move in, but Sixer catches him off right as the smoke is blooming. And Haji on the A bomb side already means that the B players, I mean, might as well just save at this point.
Yeah, I think so. LDLC coming in with their textbook aggression, really giving AGO the run around again. Like I mentioned, that force that they were able to win gives them a solid foot in the door, and since then they've just kind of been working off of it, looking very scary as they start to grow their lead quite substantially. The save is the best of a bad situation. It doesn't really save them from the hardships of the next round. I don't know if you do force around these rifles or not. Again, that's perhaps a philosophy question of the team. But with the loss bonus that they have accumulated so far, I mean, they could even just half buy, and just save, like buy down to 2k, I would say.
You know, you can drop 2 weapons. One of them can be an MP9, and they have an AWP on the T side. Are they picking? No, okay. No. For a second, I thought maybe they might want to go double up, try to get a quick, couple of shots in while they're crossing. I think that's actually not utilized enough. If you can save a secondary AWP and you have decent money on the terrorist side, it's reasonably worth it to just try and do what you do at the end of a half, but very early on instead.
Yeah, very true.
Admittedly, not quite as worth it as the, auto sniper. It's obviously op is significantly harder, but you never know.
Yeah, they're going for the passive choice though. The half buy down, Snatchy hold on to his cash so he can get the AWP out. Again, I think it's a philosophy thing. There's certainly an argument for both. It just depends on what you want to do as a team. And LDLC would have forced here, but AGO, not their style. And that's fair. That's fair. You never know. Deagle in play for Reitz. He's already on 9 frags, looking relatively good this early into the game. So there's an argument to be made. Maybe he can find a head or two. Of course, those rifles have been saved as well. That's a nice shot from Maka. It's actually quite a hard one to hit, in all fairness, not to overcompensate with. But Fiku has used his teammate as a distraction to find himself 3. Oh, Maka, it's a great shot initially. He does take down another, but Fiku has done the damage and given them a sliver of hope into winning round number 7.
Kios is already onto the bomb side, though, and he will find Fiku. 2 versus 2 flicks for the second. And if that had been Furlan instead of Snatchy with the AK, this would have been a round that could have been game over. But Furlan, he's heard, and he himself has also heard the AWP. But Maka doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Kios has a secondary Molotov if they need it. They switch out weapons. They're just playing out Bogdan's Law nicely. And Kios, the AWP, gets the kill, gets it done. It's his first round with significant contribution. 3 kills for him, but this is the time to come alive. And the question is, will AGO be doing that very same thing over here? Furlan yet to frag 0, 3, and 7.
Yeah, that's a bit worrying. Certainly, generally okay for your IGL, but like, still not ideal. Ooh, nice idea. A smoke onto the Molotov. Kios bursts through, does get blinded up on the return. Surely gets traded here, though. There you go. Haji able to find it eventually. 4 on 3. Very aggressive play, particularly into the double up setup. Now going to leave them in a very bad situation. It is pretty difficult, I think, when the chaos is going on to recover things back. But they opt not to continue the charge forwards and will instead back off, what with Sixer having control of tunnels. And it's a nice move. It fully splits the CT side up. I think it's very well played, actually.
This is also one of the first times they're actually coming towards the B bomb side. One of the other reasons why Furlan hasn't had that much success individually. It's also that he hasn't had opportunity. But this is his time to shine. The only issue, he doesn't actually have a smoke. So when those Molotovs come his way into this little angle, if they do, this could be an issue. He does get mollied, but not before he gets to. A double up on the CT side might be a problematic retake, but they'll be down if they don't go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to, right? They're pretty far down. They are here quite quickly. Can't miss a shot. No kit available either. No utility. So everything seems to be against them. Maka with a great angle does miss the second, but surely that first has sealed the deal. Sixer is ready. Going to catch Rallen in the side of the head. And the 6th round for Ldlc. AGO will be able to maybe put something together if they opt to do so. Again, it's a philosophy question. But Ldlc are really starting to gain a lead here. This is looking very worrying.
Yeah, double scout buy is always really, really strong anyway, so I don't mind it, but it's just, what are you really going to do at this stage? On AGO, you need at least 2 rounds of the big play in them from your individual players. When you're contesting long, it's not been working out for you. Ldlc has much better protocols to take control of long. Honestly, right now, the way AGO has been playing for long control in particular, it looks like they're just not used to playing the map. It looks like they're the team that hasn't played this in officials. Riats, though, will be looking to peek out, gets the first kill, and with all of these coming through, this could be the big round they've been searching for. Riats gets a follow-up, and Lambert alone versus 3. They're low, yes, but can he get the kills? Already tagged up as well, picks up the AWP, has the bomb, and Fiku, it's all on him. With the USP, he knows he's already tagged him, but he can't get the kill because the flashbang catches him off. Now, Lambert, meanwhile, goes over, will get the bomb plant, but they're not pushing through when he fakes it out. Lambert was really hoping he could force a peek, he could force a push, but he just won't be given anything. These CT players are fine with waiting, and look at what Rallen has found on the ground. Not the AK, but the Molotov. That's a big game changer.
Whoa.
And as he peeks forward, they're going for the jumping peaks. Fiku trying to get it done. Lambert flicking around, but it's Rallen on the side who's got enough of a distraction to get the kill. And very nicely executed all in all.
Yeah, it's a really nice little bait and switch play, I think. Very, very well played in that sense. Very strange to see that the shot was landed by Lambert, right? Fiku kind of lucky it didn't hit him in the head or something of the sort, but that is the way the cookie crumbles, as they say, the way she goes. AGO will come away with that 3rd round looking revitalized because of it. I think they really need to run with that inch, though, turn it into a couple miles, make sure that they're able to close this gap. 6 rounds on the T side is nice so far. Ldlc will probably want a few more, and AGO need to put pressure on them to deliver on picking up a few more. If they're able to hit 8 or 9 quickly, then it's AGO who are under pressure. So they'd like to get a bit of a reverse here. Uno reverse card, I guess, for the remainder of this first half.
Indeed, they would. I mean, we saw something similar to this in Nuke as well, where AGO got... I am mad at you to unmute, mute my microphone every time I'm sneezing, but it does interrupt me a few times. But yes, Snatchy, we'll talk about that point in a second. Actually, we have time right now. AGO did the same thing. They were really having a hard time. They won a force ban. Off of that, they got all the momentum on Nuke as well. The question is, can they do it over here?
Oh, Rallen. Oh, don't look away now. No, sir. Yeah, gonna hold the angle cleanly as well. Finds the 2. Meanwhile, over on the B bomb site, Fiku also holding strong. 5 on 2 for Lambert and Maka to recover back from. Lambert trying to gain some pressure over towards middle, not joining his teammate. Certainly interesting. Maybe trying to bait things out. Lands the headshot, but no frag. They're awfully low in a few places. Great little angle here for Reitz just to lock him down. There you go. Eventually hits the head. It's all on to Maka. Good for 1, but that is all. AGO very cleanly done. Survive with 4. Find their 4th. the round of 4s, and they will manage to close the gap a bit more. Not quite breaking the bank just yet, though. LDLC will have money to buy back up, and a nice pause. Very well-timed pause here coming through. What you love to see. They will opt. Let's try and put something together. I don't know. LDLC, they've got enough room to work with, but an adaptation needs to come soon before that gap closes.
This is the big round for them, isn't it? Because, you know, they still got some money after this as well, especially if they get a bump on down. But it's not about the money at this point. It's all about how much win in the sales can AGO get before the second half. We had a very similar story in the first half as well. Now, first half of Nuke as well. Now, with them having full utility, with them having an AWP, not a double up, but still an AWP, the question is, what is the play that they go for? And right now, I have to say, based off the T-spawn, based off of, you know, where they're looking and twirling their butterfly knives on Lambert. I see you, Lambert. Nice little fade you've got going on over there. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. But yeah, this could just be a quick B play to come through. And if it is, would be a slight change up, would be slightly different. You know, that change of pace that you're talking about. But it's got to be a bit cleaner than what we saw last time. Furlan was able to get 2 kills, and the only reason why they got those, they got that round was because there was a double up against them.
Yeah, they're thinking about it. They might posture towards it. No, in fact, just gonna move towards a conventional A.
Ooh.
I do kind of prefer it, I think, to be honest. 4 flashes go over the top there. Very, very blind.
Kills with a very fast smoke for CT spawn as well, so it looks like it might just be a play to force them back to control on short on the CT side before they go for a mid pick, where Snatchy lies in wait, and he's gotten 2 with 1. It's a special, it's a sale, and he's got a bargain, but can Ralvin find the finishers if they come over towards that B-bomb site? Look at the spread from the CTs. They've got everything covered by the time the T's start to come in. Piku's job is to be a one and done. Kios needs to get this immediately. They don't have any flashes. It'll be as raw as it can be, and it's all about the aim. Kios peeking forward. Will not be spotted by Fiku yet, and as he comes out, tries to get the one-tap. Molotov will be there as well. Fiku shows himself, but he gets the one he needed and makes it 2 as well. It looks like the 2-for-1 special is available all day long, but they might be running out of stock. Haji left alone in this 1v3.
It's a tough round in that scenario without your utility and whatnot. Not a single missed shot. You know, you have to land everything moving forwards, and they fall at the first hurdle, really. Actually, not in a bad position here. Ooh, gonna get caught off, though, by this flank completely. I was gonna say maybe towards short could make something happen. Hear the player behind him, but the timing works perfectly for Rallen. Their minimum of 3. This is really looking good for AGO. A great turnaround. LDLC are now the ones facing the brick wall and have to come up with something. Like I'd said, 6 rounds on the T side, not quite enough. There is now pressure on them to perform in the next rifle round. They're gonna eco things out here. Love to see it. Snatchy with a great flick. Love to see him waking up as well. There's an AK in play for Kios. They've tried their best to put together what they can, and Snatchy goes back for more. He will get more as well. And now this time backs away completely.
Haji, in the meanwhile, looking to get some more ground towards short. A kill or 2 would not be unimportant at this stage. Remember, there's still 2 more rounds to play after this, so there is still potential of, you know, maybe having a little bit less utility on the CT side, having maybe an MP9 on the CT side. But all in all, seems pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of things. AGO is in a fantastic position. You've got to get those kills.
4. Nicely found. Probably expecting Kios to be here as well. Okay, nice frag from Kios. Spots a few behind him, takes the fight, which is certainly commendable, but Fiku set up and ready for the trade. Just a bit of damage in the end, and now to 6-6. This is looking very, very dangerous for LDLC. They'll be able to put together a buy here, but the initial gas in the tank seems to have run out. Perhaps need a refill somewhere, as well, AGO are looking pretty strong on the CT side now. It's very scary stuff indeed. And okay, I was gonna say,
Okay.
what the hell? Snatchy is there so quick, but Mac is still able to take him down. Snatchy had the best spawn. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And he's the only one at long as well.
Yep.
That is a massive oversight.
They have liked to go for this play a few times so far, though, where Riaz has pushed forward aggressively. But look at Sixer, might be caught off inside the tunnels. Indeed, he is. But the trade is Kios and Haji finding Furlan and Riaz, where they try to get aggressive into short. They are the ones punished instead. Sure, your lurk can be killed, but when it's a 4 versus 2 afterwards, you're more than okay with it, especially given that Haji is just waiting in the back line, so the CTs have to save these 2 weapons. LDLC are still in a position where if they win this round and the next one, maybe they kill 1 more player over here. And 9-6 becomes a lot easier because of the economy, but you need to get at least 1 kill here for that to be an option.
Yeah. It doesn't look to be the case, though. Everybody's miles away from each other. And LDLC finally answer back, as is always classic when things even up. You know, they suddenly refine their mojo. Yeah.
I've got a less than ideal stat line for you, Scriver here. 5 players in the server right now have 0 utility damage. 2 of them are on the CT side. 3 of them are on the T side. Not what you want to see at all. Dustu, not quite the inferno of grenades, but definitely some things you can actually do with them.
Yeah, we've seen some nice smokes, I guess, but it is curious, isn't it? It is very, very curious. I think that maybe is just because of the way that LDLC like to approach things, playing that super aggressive, gun-based approach, really. And, you know, just sort of clearing areas out initially rather than nading into areas that they know people like to play. Here we go, Rollin. Yo, big nade damage. There you go. Very nicely done. The molly as well. Going to split the T's up for the time being. Stress them out a little bit. Flash towards short. What do we do? What do we do? It does seem that AGO, at least off the utility, are kind of in control this round.
Slashy's position could be everything, though. In the past few rounds, whenever he's got a pick, they end up winning it. But Sixer, the flash is lined up, ready to go. Snatchy, ready to roll, misses a shot, drops down in the process of backing off, might be caught off as well. But he's got backup. It's Furlan on the M4. As Furlan will be finding himself a nice little corner to nestle into to build a home for. The smokes come over, and they're the full of Vanguard smokes plus CT, so it could be a drop down that they're faring, and Furlan's in the brilliant position that he is. Gets to, looks for more, fully secure, almost finds them, but he spots them out at the very least, so information is there, and Lambert is wondering where it all went wrong.
Where it all went terribly wrong. Not a single point of damage done so far. And, well, anything that Lambert's able to find is kind of just consolation. Looking to save. They are on the hunt, not heavily, but trying to track him down. Great little off angle here. Dead to rights. There he goes. Not quite the clean headshot, but all the same. And, oh, he's going to back straight into Fiku. Will get taken down after time. That is absolute disaster. Final round of the first half here. Honestly, I think he just has to die there. Like, get your loss bonus. Maybe go on to a Mac 10 this round rather than just a smoke and a flash. You know, that's not ideal. He gets a Galil. Well, hey.
Well.
But it's not backed up by any armor, so he can't really take any shots to the front.
Or to the back.
Or the back.
Or the feet. Or the hands. Really anywhere. Sure.
Yeah. He needs to sneak in.
Yeah.
Catch someone off guard in the side.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it.
Indeed. Now, one of the first times we've actually seen significant manpower going over towards the B-bomb side, but Makazin is peeking out. He's got the kill, and that's a 5v4. Snatchy still alive, though, and the other AWP could be making the difference, but it's through the pole, and Kios will be saved. Get down, Mr. President, but he is bleeding for sure. The question is, can he lead his team? As he'll boost up Haji. Haji moves forward, trying to bait out any shots, but there's no one to shoot them. Still 2 players on long, could be making short work of Sixer and Lambert, and then it could just be a 4v3 retake.
Basic smokes towards short again. Ollie over the
Berlin.
top. Oh, I was going to say, I think the gun barrel just spotted. Great setup. Doesn't quite work out, though. Sixer able to find both.
Oh.
Biko as well. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication, but where does he go? You know, he has to fight forwards. Not going to happen. And there you have it. The 8th round picked up by Ldlc, just towing it over the line. It's a great recovery from AGO, in all fairness. Can they keep that energy going into the second half? We'll find out after the break.
They say that we're too young, I hate it. They say we're being dumb, so let them talk. We're living on the run, we'll make it, you and I. I know that we're not sober, but shut up and pull me closer, yeah. Holding me still too far away. Even when we're older, I promise that I'll still hold you like we're 17 and we're not afraid of making mistakes. Ooh. We're 17 and we're not afraid. They say that we're too young. Can we go back? Can we go back?
What is up? Welcome back to the second half, folks. We are on the third and final map, of course. If you are just joining us, things, well, they didn't really cool off coming into Dust 2. It looked good for Ldlc initially. AGO then pull it back, and Ldlc just over the line at the end, get themselves that 8-7 in their favor. Is it enough on the T side, though? I'm not too sure. I'm here with T Time. Maybe he can tell us a little bit more about that.
I can't, actually. But I will say this, that the song that we've got in the background, great budget Taylor Swift.
There you go. There is your CS broadcast, hot take.
But you know what? It's time for us to see what is actually coming in. That's the nice thing about being cashless. You don't have to know the future. You don't have to take out the crystal ball, as heavy as it is, and hold it in your hand and gaze into it like it actually does something. You just have to watch the CS and really enjoy, because right now Rollin is taking duels down mid with the P250, and Haji, he's playing a very dangerous game over towards Car, as there's players cascading out from long. Haji wanting to get some kills early in, but they're not showing presence.
I mean, if he hard commits to this, there is a chance they kind of overlook him, right? Don't think he's quite heard them just yet. He's thinking about it, thinking about having a peek. In comes the utility. Oh, and the spam is there. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I don't know who reads who, but Hadji comes out worse for wear on it, to be honest. We'll end up going down, and now the 5-on-4 pretty much for free here for the T side. Flash goes in to allow them to cross. Of course, the CT smoke as well. Going to keep most of the CTs at bay. 3 in towards short. Difficult. Especially without the utility to break your way into the bomb site here. Ooh, nice one tap from Fiku. And I think that will seal the deal. Sixer trades him back. It's all said and done. AGO come away with the pistol and a pretty decisive one too.
Yeah, Mako was the deal breaker over there. Just not able to get the kills from Ninja. It's so important for that player to be able to get a kill and jiggle back and play defensively because it baits people in from Goose, where Sixer has much easier, a much easier time rather, to get some better peaks. But Ldlc, good old fashioned. Okay, never mind. That I love it. Absolutely love it. They get the first kill, but there's 3 players coming in from the side. Kios gets a second, playing from below, picks up the Galil, and with the smoke in his pocket, he could be delaying this much, much longer. The only issue is they don't realize that the players have come out and dropped the bomb. Riyad's watching the back lines as they're trying to push into them. But this is looking to be a 3 versus 2 on the bomb side. If they can just go in, get the kills, Kios will fall first. Maka trying to trade with the scout, not the best weapon for it. Now it's left in a 1 versus 3. Started off beautifully. They just couldn't back off and disengage in time.
Yeah. Not looking too good. Maka trying to land a cheeky heading.
Oh!
Okay, and he does. Hello. 1v2. I don't think the round's going to be doable because they're in pretty decent position to trade each other. But finds another frag. Damage is big. Being spotted out. Yeah, and an easy frag for Furlan to pick up as well. But it take a lot of damage, financially speaking. So it's not a bad result. Will they force again?
Not on the CT side. You know, CZ got nerfed. Let's
Surely
not forget.
not. Surely not. But I don't know. Stranger things have happened this series.
Even the decision to half buy into it, not really a half buy, but just the kind of commitment that's there. You're so heavily reliant on getting at least a kill, just for the extra $300, so you can have the magic 5K. Gives you a little bit more utility, gives you a little bit more room to play around with, maybe a kit that would otherwise be missing, but unfortunately Kios loses his life, and now the T's look to be taking control over mid. Flashes, smokes, the works, the kitchen sink, pretty much everything in the utensils, all thrown in. Couple of kills going the way of the CT side, just the 1, but hey. Pretty clean round all in all from AGO.
Yeah. Well recovered, well played. Snatchy as well, aware of the fact that there's a gap on the smoke. Makes sense considering there were so many CTs there already. But that throwaway round, not expecting too much from Ldlc anyway. Good damage. Is any damage, really. That's backwards from what I normally say. But it's been a long day. It's been a long day. I'm allowed my one brain fart, as it were. I'm quite a fan of this buy, though. We don't have an AWP out on that T side, primarily because they can't really afford one. Fiku could drop, but it would cost him all his cash.
Look, it's also not like Snatchy's a particularly prolific T-side opera as well. He's had his moments on CT side. He can be incredibly impressive on CT side, actually, but on T side, less so. And the guy's a dab hand with an AK. I mean, we saw in Vertigo as well. He was running much more with the AK than he was with the AWP on the T side. I don't mind this in general, even if he does have the money for it. So I'm good to go with it. It'll be a single player to long, though, early in, and he's blocked off by a Molotov, but it's a lot of utility used by the CT side. Roland trying to spray through, and they're already down in mid, but it's a beautiful pincer. Ldlc use their tactics against him, and they send a player up catwalk, immediately overwhelm AGO. There you go.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it is the two of them to find all 5 frags. Ldlc, just like that, message sent, back on the board in the second half. They will recover their AWP. as well. And yes, there is money to buy on that T side of things, but not in a fantastic spot. There's a few drops going on here or there. Fiku looking to find the early cross. Nothing landing. Swaps across to Snatchy, because Snatchy was on the other side. He wouldn't have been able to stop them, even if he wanted to. So there you go. Very nicely done, at least initially. Snatchy going to find Maka as well. Hadji rushing up short. Ldlc are blowing my mind with these plays, man. They're able to pull it off as well. 3-on-2 when it's all said and done off that exchange. And the remaining 2 Ts are heavily split. Oh my goodness. Like the tenacity to go for it. It's just insane to me.
Keel's going down and from the player in the smoke is big though. Back to a 2 versus 2, and despite the massive blight that Haji is able to pull off, there are now 2 players on that B bomb side. So the CTs have to go probing for information, and at the same time they know it's a 2v2. A 1-for-1 trade isn't good enough. We need to find the bomb, or we need to get a 1 kill and back off. But even that can't be done. They're committing, they're gambling. Question is, do the T's go so slowly that the CTs are able to punish them in the end, or is this just going to be a quick walk down in towards the A bomb site? Sure, you might not be running, but you'll definitely get there with plenty of time and utility to spare.
Not going to meet each other just yet. But as you have kind of predicted, the CT side are in a very good position to attack fast and well, just following in the footsteps of the T side, honestly. Smoke will go in towards short. Bomb will be planted. One goes long, one goes short. Interesting from Ldlc to split up, but maybe that's part of the plan. Expected to be together, and Sixer peaks at the perfect time to drop Reets. All onto Fiku. 1-on-2. Not looking too good. They're really, really playing this well, joining up together.
They're going to boost
down
up.
below.
They're going to boost up to try and get a kill, but Fiku might have outplayed them regardless. They are expecting him to have gone in towards short. Fiku is playing this like a fiddle. He's got the kill. He knows the position. Flashbang goes out as well. Secondary is there too. The utility is in his pocket, but Lambert tries to spray, almost gets it. Fiku with the 3K, bailing them out again.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a beautiful map. What a beautiful play. This is so much fun. Honestly, massive moments throughout. Some of them have been kind of crazy, but some great clutches in this series for sure, particularly for that AGO side, particularly from Mr. Fiku, and it has turned the tide many a time before. AGO, string towards B. Kios just walks in. Like, what? I know it's Dust 2. I know it's a bit wacky, but this is your CT side. It's such a key round as well. You've got so little money to work with if you lose this one. And yeah, he goes for that. Not only that, but when there's 4 players there, it works. And he gets away scot-free.
That's also where it's most important for you to actually try and make the play as well. So you got to respect that as well. But over here, Lambert lined up a flashbang. And as Maka will be peeking out, they made some noise. A flash goes out. Maka's got one, backs off, sees the head, and it's Furlan trying to find one more while Maka continues peeking and continues being a menace. It's a 4-on-3, 5-on-3 rather, just off of a flashbang, just off of a dry peek.
Sixer. Oh, fantastic angle here. Snatchy's going to walk straight into it, and he's got no support. That is unfortunate.
And Kios.
Meanwhile, in tunnels, yeah, Kios is ready and waiting. Does spot them out, does drop back, calls for the help from Sixer. So far, so good. Ldlc positioning well, and yeah, I think XCOM AGO know that they don't really stand a chance here. Going to look to back away. I'd save what they have to the next round. So Ldlc set to close the gap here towards the tail end of this 3rd and final map.
Well, Script, before we can actually go in towards the tail end of this map, we've got to talk about a tale that is as long as time. And yes, I am talking about the map that just happened between Alternate Attacks and Nexus. It ended 28-24. in the second map for a 2-0 for alternate tanks. That is crazy. You were right, Squid. That was definitely a game to keep an eye out for. Nexus do end up losing it out, but even so, man.
Hey, those mega long overtimes are always stressful and always disheartening to lose. But a great matchup, I'm sure. A great bit of aggression from Maka, of course, just charging up middle, catching holes in the AGO default time and time again. How do they keep getting away with it? What a great flash as well. He's dropped the bomb, found another head, looking for a little more. There's too many to deal with this time. On either side of the smoke, he doesn't get the kill onto Fiku fast enough, but surely has set up the stage for the rest of Ldlc to work with. 1v3, Fiku trapped in his own spawn, really. Does actually manage to cross. He's not recovered the bomb, though, so that's a bad situation to be in. Spotted out now as well. Just play the 1v3. Just chill. Kioz is really liking a swing here, guys, and it stresses me out. It really does.
That was the other reason why I thought he'd be great in a French team.
Yeah, he fits in so well.
Fiku. Any kills he can get right now are very important. Unfortunately, they're also very hard to find. He'd already had 2 so far. The man is sitting on 23 kills. The closest on the server to him is on 16. The entirety of AGO have been looking very threadbare as far as finding frags goes. After the first half, we haven't really seen them involved in the same way. And sure, they've had a few rounds here and there. They've managed to take and sneak away a couple of big W's, but might not be enough. You look at their loss bonus right now, only 2 rounds. They saved 2 weapons earlier on without planting the bomb. Economy's in a bad place.
Great peek from Maka. This is more what we were looking for from Snatchy, right? The impact that he's had on the AWP in these few rounds on the CT side. Bit more proactive. Sure, it might be riskier. Sure, you may well go down. But at the very least, it's presence. Terrible flash, but Sixer still finds the frag. I guess maybe it's not meant for that angle, to be fair. I'm being a bit harsh. But he still finds the kill. All good. And I think that pretty much seals the deal. Maybe stop playing with fire so much here. Because he just crosses out in the open on 10 HP. Love to see it.
Well, I mean, okay, nice shot from Rias at the very least to come through. They do pick up the AK, as temporary as that may be. Possession is an illusion, he says. And Fiku, well, he's about to have this Mirage end. Going for a few more shots. What? Glock double dink on long range and gets another one? Fiku?
Okay.
Okay.
He's been playing pretty well, eh?
Indeed he has.
You know? And it feels when he's in that 1vx situation, he just turns the dial up to 11. He's like, okay, now it's time to sit up, you know, gamer time. And he just turns it on out of nowhere.
Maka trying to get a peek down mid. Knows that there isn't quite enough money on the AGO side to actually purchase up an AWP, so it becomes a lot safer. Though, stray AK bullets to the heads are not fun to deal with either. However, nades it out towards long, but it's a 5-man short setup. Maka needs to really show up. He's got a Molotov. Where is he going to be using it? Straight in their path it goes, and it looks like they'll be forced to jump down if they want anything. Flashbang, delaying it even further. Haji as well, making a one-way for himself, while Maka's watching the cross into the side, gets 2, re-peeks for 3, looks for 4, and Fiku will say no more. Now it's Fiku. Oh, no, it's just Rollin, actually, in a 1 versus 3. Can he have the same fortune that Fiku has had? Might be the case. Finds the first, moves back, and recovers the bomb.
We'll get the plan at the very least. Ooh, Kio's playing it a bit safe. Yeah, I actually could deny that. I was going to say he goes for the full committal. Maybe Lambert gives him a bit more info to eventually go for that, or sold on the fact that it's not a fake, something along those lines. So denying the bomb plant away, also pretty big. Their cash really, really could have done with that. And now they are in a tough spot financially. Of course, though, being AGO, being the way that they are, the decision making here is to go is to go for I'm sorry. Is to go for the half buy. Did you catch that? Like that's oh my goodness. It's such an old way of covering mid. They changed the nade smoke ages ago. It just kind of shows, you know, how long Sixer has been in things, maybe autopiloting back to that. Also, very, very late as well to try and cover the mid cross.
Wait, when did they change the
Nice
nade
find from
smoke?
Haji. Quite a while ago.
Okay.
But it used to be on Dust 2.
Yeah, I remember
this
that.
is even like
I remember that.
rework, right? Where they threw nades because, you know, your smokes are a bit more valuable, I guess.
Oh,
Ooh.
double
Okay,
tap
here we go.
and not the publication. It's a 2 versus 3 with guns to potentially be recovered. Riaz with the scout. Can he get a quick one onto Maka? Looks like he's definitely got the angle trained, but with the Molotov, Maka is forced to be on fire in multiple ways. Riaz, 1-on-2, does have the bomb, does have the time, but does he have the round?
Taking it slow so far. It's a great little setup here from the CT side to help each other out. We'll look away, though. Reitz gets a moment of clarity, but no. Not going to be the case. We'll get taken down. It's certainly close, certainly stressful again, as it seems this entire series has been for both of these teams. But LDLC, towards the tail end, are edging ahead. I want to say they're in position to win the game. But I don't want to say it too loud. Because AGO might hear me, and they might once again bring it all the way down to the wire.
I mean, worse, LDLC might hear you.
Well, yeah.
Furlong.
Lose this round and full buy.
Oh,
you know.
flashbang goes out, but that's a missed smoke, which will punish Furlan. Maka not covered by it at all. Rowland, in the meanwhile, in the back lines, finds one. It's Haji to fall. 4 versus 3 already, despite Rowland's efforts. Bomb still in the base. Mid has been completely abandoned. They're fortifying their defenses. They're holding up the keep on the sites. And can AGO get the kills before the kills get them?
All quieting down once again. Need to make this short play work. Gonna try and boost over. No, Roland opts instead to play around the smoke. Do be careful, my friend. Bomb on the back. It could drop down towards CT being that close, but he's not going to go down. They will begin to flash their way into the A-bomb site, molly their way into it as well. And LDLC, I like this. Not risking it, not giving room, you know, for an individual to pop off, find both the kills and bring it into a 3-on-2, difficult post plant, etc., etc. They're just going to play the 4-on-3, play it smart, play it safe. We've got plenty of utility to work with here in a retake as well. And they will opt to move forwards relatively slowly, but all the same, giving themselves a good amount of room to work with.
He also looking to move through the smoke, gives himself a little bit more cover. Rowland, while blind, gets one, and now it's all down to Fiku and Riaz. Fiku, the man of the clutch, has got 2 more, and now it's just 1. Maka, 1 versus 2. Waits for the peak, misses the shot, and misses his chance to win the round. Maka being hunted down. Fiku's not content with just the 2 kills he's had. He wants it all. He wants the money. He wants the gun. He wants the next round as well. But it won't go to him without dealing with Maka's up. Fiku's genuinely like single-handedly keeping them in the game.
Yeah, in a lot of these rounds, for sure. And then just kind of overall, 28 frags is pretty nuts. But it definitely feels like where he's picking them up as well, his impact. And you also have that kind of general feel. He's only died 15 times.
Yeah.
That is tied with Reach, but the least amount in the game. So that just kind of shows that he is winning so many exchanges. And maybe even going above and beyond, you know? So it just is a question, right? Is it enough? Is it enough? There's still room to work with here for LDLC, albeit
Double
they
timeout.
are losing breathing room.
Scrib, I'm just going to quickly remind all of the audience of something you said in the last round. You don't want LDLC to lose a round and full by the next one. Question is, Are they going to go for it? And they're really thinking about it. They've got the double tack going on. If I'm not wrong, I don't think this is a technical. And indeed it is. And otherwise, Chris would have told us. Chris is our producer. So if there's any production issues, it's his fault, not ours. And if the production is great, it's me.
Okay, well,
we start
there you go.
the game on time. It's the casters. If not, it's the admins. Always remember that.
Right. Of course. They actually go for the conservative option here, though, Tea Time,
Yeah.
which is fair. And the one that I do prefer, I think if they'd have managed to save another rifle into this round, they may well have gone for it, but not going to be the case. Take it on the chin, so to speak. Oh, Haji. That is so beautiful. Able to get away as well. No armor to work with on that Galil, but all the same, it's a nice early opener that just applies a little bit more pressure to that T side. See the boost up as well. Okay, he opts to go back towards T-spawn. I was going to say Fiku might find his way down into lower tunnels and face first into an AWP, but not going to be the case.
Knowing Fiku, he'd tap it.
Well, yeah.
Even so. And now comes out the first tag. Lambert tagged up, but Amaka trades his teammate away quickly. The issue is Haji was the second player with a gun. Lambert, yes, is able to recover it, but with the HP being where it is, probably wants to be throwing it over to a teammate. Those teammates, however, a little bit too far away. Maka and Lambert both moving forward. Maka looking to refrag out Lambert, but as he will fail the first attempt, backs off and decides against it. The AK can be recovered. Sixer will take it, and honestly, this is a pretty good round for the CT side. Like, the Ts are still in a position where damage matters to them, and you're saving 2 weapons. This is as good as it gets.
All the way down to the wire once again, though, Tea Time. Ldlc were kind of in position to close things out, like I said. Now, I mean, still there, obviously, but there's much less room for mistakes. They are going to buy into this round, but certainly won't be the best. I mean, Lambert's kind of the only one that feels the burn, to be honest, so
This
they
is
were
the big
really
round, though.
being picky.
And I mean, the buy is fine, but this is the big round where
Absolutely.
everything all comes down to this, and it might just be a faster B play. Nade goes in, good damage coming up, and indeed, Riaz has been airstruck down. You walk into the M4 now, and it's headshot for days, and Kios is counting them down. 3 kills so far, and the T's have been destroyed. Snatchy good for 1, but he's no Fiku. And can he get 4 more? Comes in close, Sixer finishes him off. That's a 15th for Ldlc.
Well, that might be the first hammer fall into the final nail of the coffin here. Hey, Gio, how do you perform under pressure? What is the remedy? They will be able to put together a buy just about. Reitz does not have head armor, and that will upgrade the FAMAS, upgrade the M4 and the AUG at range. But all the same, I don't really think that that is going to make the biggest of differences. Maybe unscoping at the wrong time will. At the very least, he was there with the Molotov in time, so he's safe. But he has to back away and give up that mid-control.
Smoke going out towards the left side of mid to block off Sixer's position. Flashbang will be avoided by him, but he's looking to be aggressive and play around the smoke. Gets the kill, and it's the bomb dropped. He saw it as well for sure, which means Maka has to be a bit more careful, but a lot more quick. Gets the kill. Is he really going to repeat this? Maka's going to do it. Maka repeats, but Snatchy punishes, and with that, suddenly A side is significantly more open for business for the terrorists.
Yeah, absolutely. This is looking doable for the bomb plan at the very least. They are kind of trapped in, but Snatchy is doing his best to give them some room to work with. Will continue to push forwards, finds another. Now there is only Lambert and Kios remaining. Kios is absolutely miles away from the action. He's picked up an AWP, and, well, he moves to save. My goodness, Snatchy. We have commented all series long that he's been a little quiet. He's lacked some impact in places. In this round, where it matters most, he will keep AGO alive.
And in the round where it matters most, Maka goes for a repeat from Kenny.
Yeah.
That's a statement if I've ever seen one. Unfortunately, sometimes when someone gives a statement, they get killed. And that's just how it works in Counter-Strike. You try and re-peek out in the high-pressure round, you get the kill, you're a hero, you're the star player, you're really living up to responsibility. You don't get the kill. Too bad. It's results-based analysis. It's not what you should be doing. But at the end of the day, the result is what matters. And the result is that now suddenly AGO have a much better chance of taking it to overtime and having the winds of favor and fortune swing into their sails instead.
Well, here we go. Another few moments of reflection for both sides. The all-important 30 seconds. It is unbelievably close between these two teams. This entire series has felt like comeback after comeback after comeback, mad round after mad round. Scrappy and messy in places, yes, but exciting nonetheless.
They missed the short boost for Maka. Significantly slower now. That means Sixer, who's solo towards a long, he might just be caught off by a flashbang and a late take. And Sixer, smoke goes out. It'll be keeping things clear. Maka, very important kill as well, comes through. A little bit of lag is there, but I'm sure we'll figure out exactly what's going on soon enough. Sixer waiting for the push to come in from the terrorist side. Reeds and company are just sitting around the corner as well. And as we wait for the game to continue, he might be waiting for a while. I don't know how long I can keep building suspense by talking like this, but I'm not going to lie to you. But maybe if I maintain the pacing and we look at the moonwalk and I say, hee-hoo, in the background, come on, Furlan, let's go. Ooh, yeah, baby, let's go. Ooh, yeah, Furlan, let's go. Ooh, Furlan, baby. Oh, la, 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 la. Sorry.
I think you're at the bottom.
I don't know, man.
It does appear that we have disconnected.
Oh, okay.
And now we are perhaps reconnecting to see something.
No. Ldlc have won this series.
Ldlc have won.
Yeah.
By the magic
Yes!
and the power vested in me.
They did it.
Something like that.
Did you see
that's
that?
Unfortunate. That's very painful.
That was crazy. That was a crazy, crazy round to close things out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dude, Maka got an ace after killing four of his own team. Dude, that's like 9 kills in a row. That's the first time it's ever happened in Counter-Strike history. And Furlan moonwalked through it.
Yes. The moonwalk was very impressive. Did not, unfortunately, do enough to net AGO that series win. Bloody hell, they worked really hard for it. But Ldlc, they make it happen. They managed to get themselves on the board in their Esea Premier group, which is a good result for them. AGO, I don't really feel like they needed that win as much as Ldlc did, especially because, let's face it, they've got three of the hardest teams first up in their run so far in the Esea Premier. So just to be able to beat one of those guys, their Scroof, that's a pretty decent result for them, and hopefully things get easier for them.
Yeah, I think so. They can be pretty happy with the result in isolation. There's certainly some moments in there that definitely need tightening up. I think their approach to the game, their kind of philosophy, as we kept going on about, can be exploited by others. I don't know, man. It's a good result to pick up, though, for sure. In terms of, an early one, I wouldn't necessarily call it a massive upset, but for me, they were a team that, results-wise so far, just in Premier alone, have looked a little flat. They've not played an awful lot of Counter-Strike outside of Premier anyway. Wasn't expecting too much from them today, and although it was rough and it was tough, they have certainly impressed in some of those individual moments, especially.
All right, well, it was not only this game that was happening at the same time. We had multiple other games happening. Obviously, we have a pretty big round robin group going on, or 2 round robin groups in multiple regions a lot of the time. So simultaneously, whole lot of games going on there. Tea time. I think we were talking earlier about that Saw Whistler game. Saw, a team that has definitely impressed me. Didn't expect them to be a really strong contender, and they were up the top of their group. I don't think they lost a game, and then the Polish boys came along and ruined it all. What do you think of that?
Look, I think that's a really impressive result coming out from Whistler all in all, but I'm also just like checking in on the score lines. Funnily enough, it's actually Goofy who top fragged in a couple of maps there, and they're really stepping up. When normally speaking, you're looking towards Hades, you're looking towards Jedker, and seeing whether the performance is going to be coming from that end instead. So good to see another pillar potentially being set up for the Polish scene, as if they don't have enough already. Star power really coming to a rise, and I love to see that.
Yep, usually it's Donald Duck who's the star of the show, but Goofy finally gets his time in the spotlight. We had that alternate attacks game as well, which went to, I think, like 40, 50 rounds or something on one of the maps, but they get it done 2-0. I think that was one that you thought was going to be an interesting one there, Scriv, although Nexus, not a team that I've seen too much from. And then we do have Sprout and Pact. That's getting rescheduled, so that's going to be on a different week. So we won't be seeing that one for a little bit. Either way, though, we were blessed with a pretty good series. Almost every single map went to all 30. Unfortunately, no OTs, although I'm not sure my brain could handle it. You know, when at this time of the morning, when you get those long CS games, like usually I'm pretty good at remembering like the flow of the game, but the first like 18 rounds just went into a black hole in the back of my mind. I'm not even sure what happened, and then I just go to that classic Twitch chat like, oh, the last 6 rounds, and then that's all you can think about. Either way, though, very nice result for Ldlc, as I said before, and I'm keen to see some more from them. Realistically, Tea Time, do you think this is the start of a turnaround for them to actually get them way into playoffs, and what do you think they're going to be able to do there if they make it?
They can make playoffs, yes, absolutely. I don't think they can do that much if they actually make it, though, because the problem is right now there's not that much time left till playoffs. There's maybe about 3 weeks or so that we have, if I'm not wrong. And in that amount of time, being able to clean up the basic fundamentals of, okay, this is how you play in a 3v1, this is how you play in a 2v1. All hats off to Fiku, but the amount of rounds they lost just to Fiku across all 3 maps was absurdly high. Then there's a situation where you're losing to Force Spies, where you're really relying on individual plays to come through, where you're re-peaking a little bit more than maybe is necessary. And let's also keep in mind, AGO did not play very clean Counter-Strike, so they weren't able to punish some of these mistakes and still made it this competitive. You put them up against a team like Saw, who themselves are really individually skilled. You put them against Sprout, I don't really know if this team wins the best of 3 there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask the Slack question of you there, Scriv. Let's say AGO, they don't play in a whole nother series today, and they're feeling much more pressure into this game. Do you reckon we have the same result there?
I don't think so. I think certainly for that first map, particularly, certainly for Vertigo, they looked very caught off, and a lot of moments that just seemed flat and unprepared. And then it was sort of all series long, and don't want to harp on it too much, but I think Snatchy as well, his performance on that first map was not as hot as we would like, right? Particularly on their own map pick, etc. So yeah, I think if they hadn't had that first series, then honestly they probably come in a bit more guns blazing on the first map, right, and ready for the Ldlc train, as it were.
Alrighty, well, I'm keen to see how the rest of these teams do continue to develop here in Esea Premier. What did you think there of Ldlc and what they can improve on in that series there, Tea Time? You were talking about a couple of things. We also talked about the map pool as well. We only saw a couple of maps out of that one. If you had a couple of points to sort of touch on that do you think would bring them to that next level, what do you think they could work on?
Look, I mean, map pool's the obvious one. The fact that you're playing up against AGO on 3 maps where AGO plays all 3 of them very effectively, to some extent, I will say, that's not ideal. The fact that you have 3 maps that you don't really play, Inferno being one of them, Chain being the other, Overpass, you will be exploited like nothing else by any team that isn't called AGO in that situation. So I'm sure they already understand this. It's a newer lineup. It takes a while to bring up Apple. I don't blame them for that at all. What they need to work on though is finishing up a round. Like their late rounds are just incredibly messy. Their comms break down. I don't know if they just sometimes Lambert might just not be able to get through to the new players or know what they need to do after they've gotten into the situation where they should just be winning straight up. Unfortunately, though, I'm not sure how you fix that quickly. So I'm more looking over towards coaching staff, more looking over towards Lambert. If he's able to fix this in time for playoffs, this could be a legitimate threat with the addition of Kios and Maka.
Okay, well, you did just mention Kios there, and I know you were gushing about him earlier, so we'll have a chat to the man. We've got an interview with Kios. How you doing, my friend? Happy after that win?
Hello, yeah, happy to get our first win in MDL this season. We started slow with 2 losses, but here we go with a first win.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, you played some of the tougher teams in your group to start things off. Is that what you prefer? And do you think that it's going to be any problem to sort of turn around this losing record, especially because you've now been able to beat AGO, one of the strong teams?
Yeah, obviously this first win gonna gives us a lot more confidence over our next officials, because when we played versus Sprout and Nemiga, it was like our 2 first officials in MDL, and we were not playing like we were playing on Prax, We were a bit more scared and not playing our game. So we are just trying to fix that, and it's going better and better, I guess, with time.
You want to go for a question there, tea time, and then Scriv afterwards?
I mean, first of all, I'm just amazed that you guys can be scared at that point. I mean, the game we just saw from you guys, it was just a lot of individual players also coming in. So always nice to see that. But Kills, I'm just curious about, what's the difference like for you? I mean, you were playing in K23 for so long before it was Simon, and now you're in this French-speaking lineup. What's the difference been like for you going from international to French?
I mean, obviously, it's way easier for me to communicate with my teammates in French, because it's my native language. And here with this French lineup, we're talking more about stuff like on offline on a server more than in K23. K23, where we were playing like a more like freestyle game,
Makes sense.
I wanted to ask, how do you stomach losing that second map, right? You look really, really hot out of the gate on Vertigo, take your opponent's map pick away, and then kind of get a little upset towards the end. 16-14 finish is tough to deal with. How do you bounce back moving into Dust 2? And then, in fairness, have a strong start on Dust 2 as well.
I mean, we lost some pretty mad clutches on Nuke, but it's Nuke. We just forget about this map and we play Dust 2 like it's a best of 1, and we give just our best. We reset mentally on the pause, and we just focus on Dust 2, and doesn't matter what happened the map before.
All right, well, strong mentality there. Definitely got you through the end of that series, a very, very long one. So you have earned yourself a good rest there, Kios. Thanks for having a chat to us.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. There you go. Big favorite of Tea Time. Wouldn't stop talking about him.
Oh,
Every
yeah, for
analysis
sure.
deck segment, he's like, wow, this Kios guy is so good. Best player I've ever seen.
Yeah, pretty much. And I saw Zaiwu playing when he was still in AAA. I'm just saying, watch out, Zaiwu.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, man, the ECA Premier, all I'm saying is Zaiwu played a couple seasons of ECA Premier, so, you know, 1+1, basically everyone's Zaiwu, at least if you're playing ECA Premier.
Yeah.
Either way, though, Scriv, couple of good series there, a single good series there, long one for you. I'm sure you're looking forward to a rest. How did you find it?
Yeah, a lot of fun. Some really great clutch moments. It's nice to get that insight, because I always like to know how teams deal with that mental kind of side of things, and textbook sort of answer, that you forget about the last map. But I'm sure that moving forwards, the Ldlc boys, the thing is, it's like some of the looser, faster play styles that they take really do end up creating room for these crazy moments. And it's a lot of fun to watch. It's very stressful, and sometimes you're left tearing your hair out whether you're a fan of the team or not. But all the same, it results in some exciting Counter-Strike.
Yeah, very exciting and very long. 90 rounds almost played today. We went all 3 maps, but finally we have reached the end of things. So that'll be it for the EU portion of ESEA Premier today. Later on, we'll be back for the NA broadcast. But until then, we'll take a short break, or at least for a couple of hours, and we'll be back later.